The giant creature behind the shadow, I had begun to think of it as a part of the shadow itself, vanishes with a loud roar. I managed to defeat her. She shows no further signs of resistance. Cautiously, I turn around and walk to Labrys, who is still sitting on the floor, being held up by Rise-san. It seems Teddy has also regained consciousness. He had broken into a sweat, flustering as he stands next to Rise-san.
Are you all right?
Labrys has a melancholy look on her face as she hangs her head. She's so human-like. The sheer authenticity of that expression makes the thought appear in my mind.
I didn't have the chance to introduce myself. I'm Naoto Shirogane. You're Labrys. Is that correct?
She raises her head, but neither confirms nor denies it. She's probably her. She just quietly stares at her double across the room. A machine given the ability to summon a persona. The persona ability was the primary objective in her creation. The fact that she also developed a heart came as a byproduct. How much suffering? Why do I keep adding H's to the word suffering? How much suffering did she have to go through, having been treated like an object for so long? It isn't easy to imagine.
I can't claim to understand your pain. It was only today that I learned you existed, to say nothing of the weapons program from which you sprung. But there is one thing I do understand.
Guns always win. I kneel and look Labrys in the eyes.
Look carefully at me. Do I seem like a man or a woman to you?
What do you mean?
You and I are alike. There is such a gulf between what we yearn to be and what we are, that we have trouble accepting our true nature.
Our true nature?
Just as I cannot break the glass ceiling of my profession, you cannot become human. That is the painful truth. But if we were able to change, would that truly bring us happiness? I feel there is something only you or I can offer, because of who we really are.
There's something a machine like me can offer? Even if there is something like that, there's no place I belong.
That's not true. I'm not human either, but I work at Jeunesse.
Yeah, dude. When it comes to needing workers at local department stores, they'll take anyone.
The part-time ladies give me sweets sometimes and everything.
That's a true show of basically being human.
The heart is always lacking something. It may be that you and I will be troubled by this same thing for the rest of our lives. But please don't forget that you're not alone anymore.
I'm not alone.
I nod strongly to Labrys as she looks up at me. I repeat it for emphasis.
Don't worry. You're not alone.
That's right. I'll stick to you like glue.
That's creepy.
And it won't be just us. I'm sure you'll make lots of friends with everyone in town.
Really? A machine? Like me?
I don't know about that one. We nod. Labrys stands up and approaches her shadow.
They said it's okay to be me. Doesn't that make you happy too?
She takes the shadow's hand as it droops its head listlessly.
I'm so sorry I locked you up inside me for all that time. But we'll be okay now. I'm not alone. And you're not either, right?
Yeah, Persona scene. We've seen it.
Labrys, there are some people from the Kirijo group here looking for you.
I wonder if they'll stick me back in that box again.
It's a really nice and expensive box. It would be a shame not to get any more use out of it.
Of course they will. After all, I caused a lot of trouble. What else are they gonna do?
I can't say anything about that for certain, but you should talk with them. It's your right to be where you belong.
Yeah, you're right.
At that moment, I hear several sets of footsteps approaching from outside. I stand and take a fighting pose for an instant, but relax when I hear familiar voices. I ease up and smile.
Is everyone all right?
Whoa, Senpai! You're back from the city already?
Never mind him, Kanji-kun. What about you? What have you been doing all this time?
Becoming the manliest man of all time. It is her right to be where she belongs, and she belongs in the box. You tell her, Shroom. The Shadow Host was defeated. The invisible walls must have disappeared. This place is familiar to all of us. With the walls gone, finding each other is a piece of cake.
Yo, Naoto. Guess you made the big meetup after all, huh? I swear, we're tied together by fate or something.
It's almost like you're all protagonists from the same video game.
Actually, is that the real you, Teddy?
You're so blind sometimes, Yosuke.
Rise-chan, I'm so glad you're safe. Senpai, you're all here!
Kirijo-san's group comes in behind Senpai and the others. The room instantly falls silent. Perhaps some of the others had encountered them during a match before I did, but in general, everyone was shocked to see them. Kirijo-san weaves between all of us and walks directly toward Labrys.
You must be Labrys.
All of us hold our breath at Kirijo-san's dignified voice.
I'm Mitsuru Kirijo. You may have heard already, but I came to collect you.
I love that no matter what Persona 4 character you're playing, you're like from the perspective of, whenever they meet Mitsuru or she starts talking, they are always just like dignified, beautiful, amazing, best person ever, pretty much. And they're right. Collect. At that, Labrys takes a step back. I put my hand on her shoulder to comfort her. Yeah, she doesn't mean collect as in you're an object. That's just how Mitsuru talks. She looks at me and I nod. Human, robot, anyone, it doesn't change anything. Bunch of simps, I tell ya. You be quiet, Wolfen. But no matter who you are, there are things that you have to carry out through your own actions using your own words.
I don't want to go back in that box. Or to that lab.
As Labrys managed to say it, a voice speaks up from behind Kirijo-san.
Mitsuru-san, I'd like to ask that you consider her request. Labrys's, my sister's abilities, will surely be useful to us. Please, can't we enlist her on a trial basis and see what happens?
Sister. Surprised by that unfamiliar appellation? Appellation? Like the mountains? Unlike every other time a ridiculous word comes up in this game and I say, like, there's no way this character would ever think of that word, who wrote this, I can't in this instance because Naoto absolutely knows and commonly uses the word appellation. I believe it immediately. Labrys looks towards the speaker. I can talk.
You're a robot too.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Aegis, the 7th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon. I'm your successor, sister.
Well, you're 2 successors down. There had to have been a 6th generation somewhere. I think chat said Metis was 6th generation, but whatever.
We're sisters?
She answered Labrys with a smile. Amazing. Her tone, her expressions, they are also human.
I'd like to third their request. I'm well aware that I'm in no place to make demands on you, but...
Kirijo-san gave a wry smile after a third objection. Really, actually, Mitsuru doesn't get to make this decision. She has to give it to the higher-ups, which is Koromaru. So we're going to have to put Labrys in a room with Koromaru, and if Koromaru licks her cheek, then she's good to go. If Koromaru, like, lays down to take a nap, then she's back in the box. Metis is Aegis' generation? Oh, she's another 7th gen. Yo, get us another spin-off game with a 6th gen robot. I'm here for it.
I'm starting to feel like the bad guy. There's no need to worry. I wasn't thinking of sealing you away again.
Really?
Well, now that everyone has objected to it, yes.
You've awakened to your persona and gained control over it. True. I don't know for sure that the danger is past, but I don't feel that you need to be sealed off from humanity, particularly since it's obvious that you have a heart. Kirijo-san.
Labby-chan doesn't need to be all alone anywhere? Yay!
Naoto, sorry to interrupt, but who are these people?
They kinda look like a bunch of freaks.
Yo! Rude.
Yeah, I mean, one of them's not even human.
I guess she's a robot?
Huh? Wait a sec. Kirijo?
I've changed my mind, put Teddy in the box. I agree, Shroom. I agree 100%.
As in the Kirijo group? Wait, what? What's going on here?
All my friends begin to look at me, the only one who knows everything. Oh, knows everything. Little presumptuous. Where should I start? More importantly, how much should I disclose? Either way, it looks like it's going to be a long explanation. First, though, I suggest that we change locations. It's important to share information, but it is imperative that we all get out of here safely. Also, there's going to be another fight, and it needs to be in a different spot. For variety. Teddy leads us to the roof. But when he opens the door, we find ourselves in a place that looks nothing like the real thing. Everyone besides Teddy starts in surprise. Outside the door is a space that resembles a TV studio. That's right, it's the place that we used as an entrance lobby to the TV world last year. It disappeared once, but it must have reappeared when Labrys entered this world and created the school here. The others told me that the Midnight Channel aired again. Whoever watched the broadcast must have associated it with last year's airings. That explains why it looks exactly the same. Sure. At any rate, it looks like we'll be able to exit here in one piece. As I sigh in relief, Kirijo-san turns to us.
I should introduce myself to the rest of you. I am Mitsuru Kirijo. I cannot tell you who I am affiliated with or my position, but I bear all responsibility for Labrys. This case, the whole disturbance was mainly due to us. I'm very sorry for putting you in such danger.
It's fine. You know, I had to have a plot for the spin-off game. Kirijo-san sums up the sequence of events. Labrys' entry into this world was the cause of it all. She and the others came here after her.
How do you know Mitsuru-san, Naoto-kun?
That's... well... Shirogane was working with us. Since it was our first time in this world, he helped us safely reach Labrys.
So, the job you had was to bring Mitsuru-san and the others here?
Yes.
Huh? Well... That was basically it. I'm sorry, but there are some things he cannot disclose. I ask for your understanding in that regard.
Sure, detective stuff. I get ya. That's pretty cool.
Samada-san and Aiga-san don't say a word even after Kirijo-san's explanation. Did I say Samada instead of Sanada? Akihiko. It's not completely a lie, but still. I shrug and sigh softly. And now that she sees I'm not denying any part of her less than vague explanation, I might as well be admitting that my investigation positions me against her.
I really am no match for her.
I mean, that's fair. No one is a match for Mitsuru. Let's be real.
Well then, let's all go home. Alrighty, attention please. The trip doesn't end until we get out of the TV.
Dude, you really gave us a scare. And this isn't the first time either. Well, at least it ended well.
You know, I understand about Rise-chan and Teddy, but why did Kanji-kun go missing again?
None we need to talk about. Don't worry about it.
Huh? Oh, well, because,
You needed a change of pace, no?
What?
Did I misspeak? You said something like, sometimes a man just wants to be alone inside a TV.
Yeah, it's a man thing. You wouldn't get it.
As if.
Naoto, you bastard! Why'd you have to tell him that?
Hey, be careful what you call your future wife. Labrys laughs at our small talk. Looking at her, I begin to feel like this episode wasn't so bad after all. Episode? You mean like your story? You talking up your own storyline compared to the other ones? But suddenly, Labrys' smile disappears and her body freezes in an unnatural position.
Labrys?
Labrys does not answer me. Sanada-san shouts a warning.
Get away from her!
Everyone jumps back, confused. Kanji-kun wasn't even sure what he was supposed to be backing away from at first. Soon, though, we all stand around her in a ring. Labrys stands in the center, completely motionless.
What's going on?
I don't know. I can only tell that she's probably being controlled from outside.
Controlled! As we all watch her, confused and nervous, Labrys' right hand slowly begins to move. It reaches around her back to her thrusters, or rather, to the axe. Labrys' eyes were staring blankly into space, but suddenly glance at me.
Shirogane!
The warning comes at the same instant as the attack. I can feel the wind of the axe's passage as I bend backwards to dodge the blow. If she'd gone after anyone else, things might not have been so fortunate. I'm the only one who's actually seen that attack before. But Labrys follows up with something different. I gulp in spite of myself. Dude, I need to see, like, a full image of Labrys' persona. That cut-in went by too fast, but, like, that red, like, lined cape she had going around and stuff, Labrys' persona looks really awesome. I need to get a better look at it. That white, elegant silhouette behind Labrys, I'd almost forgotten. Labrys now has the power of a persona. Fighting her won't be as easy as it was before.
Labrys, why? Never mind, it can wait.
I think it actually will be just as easy as before, because, I mean, the AI in this game isn't super difficult. Like, we got this. Get him.
Finally.
Your giant death rocket axe can't beat my gun. Don't you know how guns work? Oh, she mad. She mad. Stop that. Hey, stop it. I'm here to kill your joy with my 2000 IQ. And judo chops. Stay down, by the way. Ow, ow, ow. More ow. Much ow. I'm being very owed right now. Stop it. I totally forgot. I love that Naoto literally just shouts the word assault when attacking sometimes.
What?
It's so funny. Hey, let me grab you. I really just wanted to judo chop you infinitely. Naoto even says showtime. She's such a Persona 5 stan.
Farewell.
Naoto's about to break out
Perhaps
Satani
I
L.
took it too far.
I'm the wiener. I emerge victorious, but I don't have enough energy remaining to run up to her. I breathe heavily and look at her. Aige-san runs towards Labrys in my place.
Sister, are you all right?
Suddenly, an uncanny voice echoes throughout the studio.
My, to think she'd fall so easily.
Shadow Naoto? Oh, okay. I think Naoto's story is going to go more Persona 3-esque because she had more interaction with the Persona 3 cast story style. Everyone glances around, trying to find where it came from.
That she'd provide more entertainment. What a disappointment.
Yes, this is going to go very similarly to Akihiko's story, I guess. As soon as this sentence is complete, all eyes turn towards me. I cannot blame them. After all, this voice was mine. The darkness in the center of the ring twists and squirms like gel. Ew. Like from Portal 2. A face forms on its surface and it hardens into limbs in a human-like body. It stands up. The thing standing before us was, again, me. No, just something taking my shape.
Naoto-kun's shadow? Why?
I thought you disappeared.
I can't stop myself from being filled with anxiety, but I keep my voice calm as I ask it a question.
Who are you? Once you've gained your persona, you're not supposed to see your shadow again. That's what you thought, isn't it? Did you really think I had gone away? Well, too bad. Man cannot let go so easily of his weakness. I'm always with you.
Oh man, the way that now Shadow Naoto's mouth looks right now is really creepy.
No, this can't be happening.
My friends become even more disturbed. They certainly had cause to worry. Could the same thing happen to them? Will it? I, however, did not stir. Instead, I suddenly understood what had happened. This thing's objective was clearly to cause us panic.
Enough farce. You are not my shadow.
I walk towards this copy of me, the real enemy.
I know that for two reasons. First, I was able to use my persona in the battle just now. One's persona and shadow are two sides of a coin. If you are my shadow, my persona should have been unusable. Second, you took control of Labrys just now. That's an unusual power far beyond the capabilities of a human like myself. I'm sorry to say you've dug yourself a deeper hole by showing off that ability. With a power like that, you could drive a man to extreme acts, which was the missing piece in this case.
You mean the hijacking wasn't just the work of a highly motivated crew? Rather, whoever we're talking to now was...
It was Labrys' dark wish that we fight each other. But what if someone knew beforehand that that would happen? Labrys has a heart, but she's also a machine. Unlike humans, her memories can be tampered with. By using Labrys, you thought you could orchestrate the disturbance her shadow would create in this world. Your objective is, as you just said, to gather Persona users, have them fight, disrupt their hearts, and steal their personas. That's why you're appearing in the form of my shadow right now, to confuse me. You're the real puppet master behind this case. I'm surprised. Very insightful of you, Naoto Shirogane. Quite impressive work. I didn't expect you to fight back this fiercely. Sadly, it seems things won't be going according to plan this time. But I'll make use of what tools I have to the very end. This is my last chance. No, more like a marvelous entertainment. Now stand, my puppet.
Labrys staggers to her feet. There's no doubt now, this is the person controlling Labrys. And she is yet to break free from the spell.
Poor thing. It's all worn out because of you. It shouldn't have much strength left to fight. But unless you destroy it, it will keep rising up and attacking you all. What will you do?
Labrys pointed her axe at me for the third time. Rather than caution, I felt sympathy. The forced killing of comrades against one's will. I see now. This is the past her shadow had talked about.
Shirogane, you need to stand back.
Creature Son steps in front of me.
If we all attack her, we may end up destroying Labrys. But she's just under its control. If we can release her, she should stop attacking.
I glance over at Rise-san.
Is that possible? All right, I'll give it a try.
Perhaps Rise-san's persona was powerful enough to do it. I think it's worth trying. However,
It's no use. What is that thing? It's not a shadow. It's way too strong.
I had a feeling things wouldn't be so easy. Out of options, Kirijo-san signals Aiga-san with a troubled look on her face.
Aigus, prepare for the worst.
Aiga-san opens her eyes in shock, a look of astonishment, not the good kind, but she quickly regains her composure and begins readying her weapons. She slowly aims them at Labrys. Realizing what was happening, Rize-san hastily interjects.
Wait, let me try again.
But Aiga-san pays her no heed. Labrys is in her sights. She looked calm, but it hurts just to see her expression. That's only natural. She called Labrys her sister.
Now suffer. Relinquish your personas.
At that very moment, Kirijo-san suddenly looks up. She closes her eyes. She gathers her strength as she had when she tried to establish a line of communication with her own persona. But who is she trying to reach?
I see. Now!
Who is she talking to? Is there someone here besides us? As I stare at Kirijo-san in bewilderment, it happens. Without warning, Labrys freezes in place. The menacing aura that she had been giving off dissipates in an instant.
What?
Fuka coming through. For the first time, I can hear panic in the enemy's voice. Freed from the power of the enemy, Labrys' body collapses to the ground. Aiga-san's weapons fold back into her body as she runs to Labrys as if all her pent-up emotions were exploding behind her like a rocket.
What the heck was that?
I don't know. I was getting desperate, too. It seemed like something far away stepped in.
This can't be! It's just as we thought. The enemy is taking on your appearance and has no connection to you. Feel free to cut loose.
Kirijo-san's voice is full of confidence. I don't know what she did, but when she speaks so confidently, it's impossible to doubt her. Oh, I guess Fuka's not gonna, say anything, because only Mitsuru's hearing her. I look at the enemy again. Dude, it would have been so weird to have finished Naoto's story before Akihiko's then. I would have been like, what the heck is happening? I look at the enemy again, my face, but with a different expression.
There's something I want to ask before I fight. What now? Why did you choose me? Of all the persona users here, why did you use my face?
This is such a dumb question because no matter what the malevolent entity says here, it's literally pointless because the only reason it's using your face is because it's your storyline that I'm currently playing.
Is that all? Of course I chose you. You were the most unstable of the lot. Never quite sure whether to call yourself a man or a woman. Your indecisiveness made you the perfect prey.
I clench my fists but keep my anger in check. After a moment, I nonchalantly tip my hat back on my head.
There's actually something I've been curious to know all this time. Last year, when my real shadow went berserk, I was forced to the sidelines. It left me wondering whether I could have overcome that other me on my own.
No, you couldn't have, because I feel like the main purpose of, the Persona 4 games is that you need the help of others so you're not alone, and that's what leads to the people being able to accept themselves. So, you definitely, there's also definitely a bad ending where, you die if we don't save you in time, so no. You would have lost.
This is the perfect chance to find out. I won't hold back an inch.
I'm probably the only one that likes Naoto? No. I believe Naoto is a very, very beloved character for Persona 4 fans.